Hey crafty friend, it's Summer with hammondsnest.com. Welcome back to my channel. Come on and get cozy because I got a cute idea to show you. I am starting off with a heart frame from the Dollar Tree. And so let me share this project that I dreamed up, making a ribbon collage using this heart frame. It's a really pretty concept. I think you'll love it. And keep in mind, you can choose any ribbons to your liking, any colors that go with your Valentine's decor. But if you just love decorating with hearts, this one will be good for that too. So I used the little heart template that was the photo that came in the frame with the packaging. And I cut out a thin cardboard out of something I kept, like some packaging. And I made sure that it fit down in there because I needed a little bit of a thicker, more sturdy base to do this ribbon collage on. So I love the black and white and cream. So I gathered some of my favorite trims that kind of have a bunch of different textures, patterns, but all the colors. And without trying to overthink it too much, I started just kind of laying it out dry, like giving a little bit of excess because as I glue it together and tighten the design, I would cut one too short. So I did give it a little extra. And then watch how easy, after I get all these glued down, watch how easy it is to trim up. It really was. You need a good sharp pair of scissors, but this was just really fun. I would say the most challenging thing about it is to make sure that your heart shape is straight in front of you because you have to keep those ribbon pieces straight with the heart, or once you put it back in that frame, it could look crooked if you get your ribbon pieces crooked. So I had to keep checking myself to make sure I was staying straight. But other than that, pretty simple concept, and you can really have fun layering any kind of little ribbon trims that you want. And you can kind of see that I laid some of the wider ribbons down, and then I would layer on top of those with some of the smaller trims. Most, if not all, of what you're seeing here did come from Hobby Lobby. I love going shopping there for ribbon. And like I said, good sharp pair of scissors, flip it over. You can see how easy it is to trim off all that excess. Pretty simple. So I'm happy with that. Just kind of double check those edges, make sure everything's glued down nicely. But before I pop that back into my frame, I am going to use a sander and just distress a little bit. I want to take some distressing ink and add some shading and some interest along the edges just to kind of help the shape stand out a little bit more. And of course, you'd want to do any kind of extra finishing, faux finishing that you want to do. I would do before you put the ribbon heart back in there. I don't always get it right telling you what steps to do things in the order of. Sometimes I just make it and I make it harder on myself. But in this case, I think I'm right. Definitely don't put the heart in there until you're done. Your frame looks exactly how you want. So I just used a combination of the Tim Holtz Distress ink in the color Walnut Stain. And then I used some Stays On Black ink just for a little bit of extra depth. And once I was happy with that and it was all dry, I will just go ahead and pop that heart back in there. It's looking so good. If you hang out and watch to the end, you'll see a different version I did during another video with y'all where I painted this frame pink. So if you're more into like pinks and reds, the traditional Valentine's colors, definitely hang out and see how that one came out. All right, look how good this looks already. But for an extra embellishment, I'm having to pull out my trims again, but this time I'm going to use some burlap. It's like it's got really beautiful texture, but it is wired. I get this from Hobby Lobby. And then my favorite muslin Osnaburg. I'm just ripping some pieces of that. And I'm just going to make a little layered kind of shabby rag bow. It goes really good with the style. And as I'm sitting here staring at it and I'm building this bow, I measured in my head, and kind of just held the ribbon piece up because I think I'm going to place it down there in the bottom left-hand corner. That's how I did the pink frame that you'll see at the end of the video too. And I really liked that placement because I think that it didn't really compete with the beautiful ribbon design in the heart. And so it works out really well. But you could embellish this any way you like, or you could stop right here because it is really beautiful without any embellishments too. I certainly have found over the years, as I've shared craft ideas with y'all, that we all have a different idea about embellishing. It's just one of those things that really plays into your style of being more simplistic or more is more, more is better. So in this case, I do think it needs a little something there to fill that space. And so I'm happy with this bow. It's super cute. I'm going to hot glue it in place. And then I do want to kind of add some greenery in here just to dress it up a little bit more, because the other Valentine's crafts, or a lot of the crafts that I do love a little bit of a dressier feel, and that greenery will really do that for you pretty simply. So just some little sprigs of greenberry bush, and I feel good about that. And then next, I've got 2 more things I'm going to add. Next, I'm going to cut out a little tag from my Loving Essence printable bundle. I'm going to cut that out. This one says, "Love is in the air." I'm just going to go around the edges. Then I'll take that same distress ink that I used around the heart. I'm just going to kind of rustic up the tag, and I'll glue it in place. And then I bet you can guess what I'm going to do next. It's one of my signature touches, is a little button. Those always just make that finishing look. And I just love it. Look how pretty, especially if you love neutral Valentines. I know you are loving this so much. And like I said, I promised I would give you a glance at that pink one I made too. I think both colors are so beautiful. I hope you're inspired to create one of these in your own unique way. Thank you for hanging out and seeing it come together. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future crafty videos. And you can head over to my blog at hammondsnest.com for even more ideas. Have a super blessed day. Bye-bye.